Stressed with ya. What's up? I'm Little Rick. Yeah. G'day there, buddies. Hope you're all good. Hope you're well. Hope you're wrapping up warm and avoiding those colds. February is meant to be the season for love and young couples and romance and all that disgusting stuff. Or at least nice comments on YouTube. No, but seriously, I feel like this is a very appropriate, if not slightly hypocritical saying. If you don't have anything nice to say, then shut the fuck up. Okay, maybe it's not worded like that, but you get my point. Nothing but haters these days. Nasty, pointless comments all over people's YouTubes. That's why opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, and they don't amount to shit. Always try and build people up. Tell them they had a good video, or just like it. Brighten their day, don't darken it. Be positive. If you don't like their video, don't watch it. If you don't like the channel in general, don't fucking subscribe to them. My god, you can even click not interested on their content. You have to share or like, you have to do anything, that's the point. You don't have to do anything, don't be a dick. Instead of disliking, chalk this one up to experience and move the truck on. My main point is, people have enough self-doubt. They don't need you to come on there being grumpy little cunt all the time. Like, fuck that, I've got things to do. Think I'm gonna sit here and take your shit, mother? You should just get the fuck over yourself. Get a fucking hobby. Story number one. My not so friendly neighbour. By Reddit user, Wise Guy. For some background info, I'm a 22-year-old woman who grew up in a house, Southern, Mississippi, USA. A very small secluded neighbourhood with a population of roughly 10 to 15 people, including myself and my parents. The neighbourhood is connected to a river that runs behind it and has several trails leading to it, including a little paved road that connected to our houses. From the age of 10, my parents warned me about this man who lived over the hill and down the road from my parents on the corner. My parents called him
Dirty Joe.
And he lived with his dad, who they called
Yankee Joe.
As you can see, they were super good at making up insult names. Nailed it. I was told never to go down that road in front of his house by myself. I didn't question my parents because I knew that they were concerned for my safety. So fast forward to when I was about 15. I was at my friend's house and it was a Saturday afternoon. I rode my bike there as our house is on the other side of the neighbourhood to each other. Eventually, now around 5 PM, it was time for me to make a move, so I left. I was riding my bike, so instead of taking a long way to my house, yeah, you got me, I decided to take the short way, which would be using the road in front of
Dirty Joe's house.
Big mistake. Big. Huge. As I just flat out ignored my parents' warning, I began to pedal as fast as I could. I passed the house when out of nowhere, a bearded man with brown eyes. He looked to be about 35. The man started to approach me, push it, and got in front of my bike. He said,
Hey, can I ask you a question?
I tried to get around him, but he grabbed my handlebars and held my bike still. I wasn't going to leave my bike, I had to stay. So I irritatedly responded, yeah, what? He said,
Will you marry me?
what the fuck did he just say? I was of course shocked, and disgusted at the same time. So I ended up blurting out,
no, you're like 35.
that's just nasty. He then proceeded to tell me that he liked me most out of all the other girls in the neighbourhood, because I'm the one that didn't seem like a slut. I was terrified at this point, and was still struggling through my handlebars. He was holding them so tight, his fist began turning white. He then began to tell me that when my friend Missy was walking home one night 2 years ago from my parents' house, he grabbed her off the road in front of his house, tied her up, and raped her. And he did it right on his front porch. What the fuck? Okay, maybe my parents were right. Well, after hearing this, I was extremely petrified, and as a good old brain does when it's overwhelmed, I passed out immediately. As I was going to, I could see him crouched over me. He was asking, are you okay?
Do you need to come inside for a minute?
I jerked up and said,
Fuck no, get the fuck away from me, stay the fuck away from me.
miraculously, I was able to grab my bike and ride away as fast as I could. As soon as I got home, I immediately told my dad what happened. So you can kind of guess what the next couple of minutes went like, as he stood there and scolded me for going down the street. When he had finished talking, I went and called my friend Misty and asked her if it was true. She began crying, saying yes. I couldn't believe it. I told Misty I needed to call the cops, but she begged me not to because she really didn't want to have to deal with it all again. Respecting her wishes, I didn't call the cops, only because she asked me not to. But it didn't stop there. A few years later, I was 17. I was at my neighbour's and friend's house, who was 22 and much bigger than I was. We wanted to go to the river that was on the other side of the neighbourhood, but to get there, you know where we had to pass. We wanted to go the short way, which meant we had to go past
Dirty Joe's
house. Didn't like this idea, but this time I wasn't alone. We just reached the top of the hill, when suddenly this straggly, frail, old skinny man with a long white beard came out of the bushes. I recognised him as
Yankee Joe. Dirty Joe's
father. He looked at me and my friend.
Don't let him touch her, because he will hurt her.
He pointed to his son,
Dirty Joe.
who was standing in the road in front of his house. My friend bluntly said,
He will not touch her as long as I'm here. I will hurt him.
The old man just started laughing hysterically. This truly unnerved me, but my friend insisted we keep walking. We walked straight past him, and he didn't do anything but stare at us. Well, mainly me, until we walked far enough around the corner that he couldn't see me anymore. Sometimes I wonder if he'd have caught me, would he have tried something? God, then my dad would have really had a reason to get mad. Do you imagine the lecture on that one? Just thinking of what that freak was capable of. Ugh. So, creepy man named
Dirty Joe.
We should probably change his name to
Deviant Joe.
and maybe get it put on some paperwork, you know, just so people can be forewarned. Hopefully, that's not me again. Oops, spoke too soon. Update. I recently visited my parents' house, and I was talking to them about normal things. You know, like ponies and stickers and MySpace.com. Well, my dad mentions that old guy that lived on the hill right before
Dirty Joe's house.
completely vanished. He's been missing for ages. And this old man was like at least 8 years old, so he was practically dead. And not very mobile, so I kind of got that far. But still, to this day, no one has found him. What makes this even more creepy
Deviant Joe.
is his dad
Yankee Joe.
are now living in that house instead of their own. We're also using this guy's land for their personal storage. Cops are investigating it, but fat chance those piggies will find a truffle. I wouldn't doubt it if they murdered the old man for his land and his property. I shared this true story in hopes that it will make people more aware of the people around them. Not everyone in your neighbourhood is friendly. Wait, I thought all neighbours were dicks. Oh, maybe that was just mine then. I thought it was just like a general rule of thumb, you know? I suppose on the right side though, at least mine were obviously dicks, not like secret predators or possibly murderers. To be fair, they might not have even murdered him, they might have just found him dead and got rid of the body and took over the land. Where I used to live, some bloke got away for a whole year, cashing his dead best friend's checks after he popped his clogs. I can't believe it took him a year to figure it out, like, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he did a similar thing where he just sort of moved himself in and started paying the bills like regular and just sort of took over his life for a while. I mean, what the fuck is that about? Until he got caught, but it's just fucked up. Story number 2. My co-worker almost ruined my life by Reddit user Ashantas.
To start off, I'm a 23-year-old male. I used to work at the Airbnb as the contracted employee at a Tier 1 customer service.
For those who don't know the Airbnb, it's a hospitality service where everyday people can rent out their homes or apartments, either partially or entirely to people as an alternative to renting a hotel. It's a rather nice idea, although it's an illegal grey area because while there are no laws preventing it, there are also no laws guaranteeing your rights as a tenant either, as no signing of a lease or a mortgage was made. For instance, if your host decides to cancel your reservation, your contract is considered null and void in our eyes, and you must now leave the property, or you can be arrested for trespassing if the host wishes to press charges. Anyway, I was on my way to work when I hit a patch of black ice in a snowstorm. I slid into the curb and snapped my front suspension on the left side of my car, so I was forced to take the light rail for the time being. Yay. Luckily, I live right next to a station, and work was only about a quarter mile from another station, so it worked out quite well. I called the office to tell them that I would be late because I had just wrecked my car. Thankfully they understood. I arrived an hour later, and my trainer sat me between these two girls that had been chatting, probably in an attempt to quiet them down, but they didn't pay any attention. Needless to say, it didn't really work because the girl to my right, Lily, would lean forward and talk over me as if I wasn't there. The girl to my left, Amy, would just do the same, so it was really hard to pay attention to the instructor. There was another girl there, Susan, sitting to the right of Lily, who would just try and join into the conversation but was not very effective, even though she had the most boisterous voice in the room. I'm pretty sure the two girls were just ignoring her, mostly, as her comments seemed forced, and you could tell she didn't really know what she was talking about, just came across pretentious and rude. During our first break, our conversation turned to relationships. Lily was single but crushing on our trainer, Amy was engaged, and I was dating a girl whom I had a crush on since I was 12. Amy and Lily helped me plan my proposal. Things to do, things to say, things not to say. I swear, they were more excited about it than I was. As we were still outside the lobby talking, Susan comes up and hijacks the conversation.
I have a boyfriend too.
She said,
He's 28, and he drives a Mustang.
for context, Susan is 20, and I'm not judging her for dating someone 8 years older than her, but the more questions we asked, the more it seemed she was just making this guy up. Now, these weren't malicious questions, but genuine questions, trying to get to know her better, trying to get a better idea of who she was dating, and just trying to be nice.
Well, he's not exactly my boyfriend. He's married, but he says he's just waiting on his divorce papers to be finalised. and I can move in with him.
She rattled on. I became more and more uncomfortable with this girl. She would glance over at me, giving me the once over, and then she would just continue talking, like nothing happened. It made every hair on my body stand on end. I'm a firm believer that there has to be some sort of physical attraction between two people for there to be a relationship, and especially for it to work out. And even if I was single, I was not attracted to this girl in any way, shape or form. At the end of the training day, I started to make my way to the light rail station. There was about 2 feet of snow on the ground. So Amy, like a legend, offered to give me a ride home as I lived on her way. I greatly accepted the offer and offered to fill her up a tank of gas beforehand as payment. Susan jumped in and asked for a ride to the light rail station as well, the one by my house. Amy offered to drop off at the one at the end of the road, but she insisted on being dropped off at the one by my house. I can't say I thought too much of it, but I would be lying if it didn't seem like a little too much of a coincidence that she wanted to be dropped off at the one right next to my house, when there was another one so much closer. I was dropped off outside my leasing office, as I didn't want anyone knowing exactly where I lived. And my roommate and I decided to order pizza instead of going out. I wanted to drown my sorrow in something, so I just lost my car.
Fuck you, you miserable bit of snowy gay little Santa loving season. Mogwai son of a bitch. Taken far too young. Metal bandit. You will be avenged.
Mate, what are you doing? Nothing. Oh, nothing, mate. I replied to my roommate as he came in the room. Anyway, 45 minutes go by, and I'm waiting for the pizza. I understand it's going to take a little longer to get here as the weather conditions were terrible. Pizza arrives, and he handed me something else, a letter. He said it was sitting on the doormat when he arrived. I was intrigued, as I'd just moved in, no more than a month ago, and hadn't met any of our neighbours. Perhaps it was something from one of them. I wished I hadn't opened it. It was a letter from Susan. The envelope was covered in hearts, and the initials Moo, J and S, were in one of the hearts with an arrow through it.
What the fuck? How did she know what building I lived in?
I thought to myself.
Let alone the apartment.
I tore the letter into pieces and threw it away without a second thought. On the second thought, dumb idea. But I wasn't exactly anticipating the events that were going to unfold. The next day, at work, Susan approached me and asked,
Did you get the present I left for you yesterday?
My only response was,
How the fuck did you find out where I lived?
I used my admin credentials to access your test listing you created yesterday in training. I hope that's okay.
she said, trying to act like she was shy and innocent.
Hell no, it's not okay. What the fuck is wrong with you? I swear to God, if you ever come to my house again, I will not hesitate to call the cops.
I shouted back. Yeah, I know, real scary threat, but what the fuck else could I say? Shit. I was livid. Not only was that a gross invasion of my privacy, she knew I had a girlfriend and had plans to propose soon. 2 weeks went by, and Susan would constantly come up to me while I was talking to Lily and Amy, inserting herself into our conversations and turning them into conversations about her and her boyfriend and their kinky sex they have now that his divorce papers are finalised. I'm not one to judge people's fetishes or sex lives, but I really don't care. Not to mention, I don't want to hear all the skanky details, especially not when I'm at work. Our conversations were nothing along those lines to begin with. We would talk about relationships, yeah, but the topic of sex never came up. Susan would constantly message me on Google Hangouts, as that was our only means of communication. Phone access was not allowed, as you could access other users' personal information, credit cards, the last 4 digits, bank accounts, oh yeah, and of course their home address, depending on whether you were signed in as a host or a guest. I know, super safe. So that was our only method of communication while at work. She would send me messages like,
I'm sorry, please forgive me.
and
I just really like you and I didn't know how to tell you.
I would ignore these messages and eventually ended up blocking altogether. The messages became much more aggressive as time went on.
Why don't you like me? It's because I'm fat, isn't it? Why wouldn't you answer me? I'd let you do anything you wanted to me. Just say the word and I'll come over. What's your problem? Any guy would be lucky to have me.
And the most disturbing of them all,
I'll just tell him you raped me if you won't let me come over tonight.
what the fuck? I blocked her after that and went to HR with my complaints. Told HR about her stalking me and using her admin privileges to access my personal information. And at first, nothing happened. I was brushed off. I was told the usual, oh, it's just a crush, she'll get over it. And in a way, you should be flattered. Yeah, rape charges really sound flattering. After all, guys can't be victims of harassment, right? 1 more month goes by, and I was actually promoted to Tier 2. Not really a promotion, they made me go. And I wasn't even getting paid more money for the transfer, even though it included much more responsibility, such as mediating between guests and hosts and involving their disputes. All 4 of us, Amy, Lily and Susan, were all put in separate teams. Thank God, but she used to follow me to the drinking fountain and would just stand behind me and then go and sit down as soon as I left. Wouldn't drink, just stand. 2 weeks later, I get called into HR's office. I breathe a sigh of relief thinking this whole fucking shit is finally over. Yes, finally resolved. I was wrong. Wait, what? I'm being told that Susan is now filing charges for sexual assault against me. Wait, what? Saying I tried to rape her in the bathroom. Ew, what is this bitch doing? Is she trying to ruin my fucking life? And I warned them about this. About her, and now they're trying to act like it's me. I was fucking dumbfounded. I asked them what proof they had, and they said they didn't need any, and that her word was good enough. After all, why would someone lie about something like that, right? I had every reason to try and hide something like that. Well, Susan is brave for coming forward.
Fucking psycho bitch. Don't know about brave, but she sure's got some balls.
I tried to leave, but security stopped me at the door. I pushed past and said, I know for a fact these little wannabe bad rent cops can't charge me with shit. So until that happens, I'll be at my desk. They let me go, and I ran back to my desk, hoping that by blocking Susan on Hangouts, the messages weren't deleted as well. Thank God they weren't. I've been taking screenshots of everything she'd been sending me over the past 3 months, and 2 police officers showed up about 10 minutes later. As they were putting the cuffs on me, I shouted out,
My computer! Just look at the computer screen.
all eyes were on me. 250 or so people on the production floor just stopped talking. In fact, most of them had put their customers on hold just so they could see what was going on. The officers sat down so we could start looking over the messages. After what felt like eternity, he gets up and says,
Let him go.
He brings Susan over, and the same police officer looks her dead in the face and says,
I want the truth. Did this guy rape you?
She nodded her head,
Yes.
and the police officer replied,
Really? So, care to explain why there's messages from you 2 months ago stating that you're going to say he raped you if he didn't let you come over to his house?
She started crying.
No, he's the one coming up to me. I didn't do anything. He's the one that keeps coming up to me, and then I keep turning him down.
Trying to say it wasn't true, and that it was me that had been making sexual advances towards her. But she wasn't interested. Thank God the cop wasn't buying it. He said,
Young lady, we have all the evidence we need to disprove your claim right here. However, if you still insist that he raped you, we can open an investigation. Keep in mind that if you're found to be lying, you'll be in a lot more trouble than he is now.
I'm not lying. I can't believe you even suggest that.
She insisted that I raped her yesterday in the women's bathroom. And so I was officially arrested. Really? How far do I have I could take it? Laughably, they brought me for questioning to the police station, did a rape kit on her, and the cops asked for a DNA sample to compare it to the rape kit sample they took. I of course gave it to them, and I spent the next 2 days in jail. My family were notified, but I informed them.
There's no point you sending money to bail me out, I'm innocent.
And on the 3rd day I was released, no charges were filed against me as Susan admitted she'd made the whole thing up. I was asked if I wanted to press charges for false accusations and tried to get a case for defamation against her. I declined as I was just happy she'd been fired and settled for a restraining order.
Fucking whack job. My girlfriend ended up breaking up with me because of all this, saying that she could never trust me again, even though I was found innocent. Well, I guess on the bright side, I can put the funds towards a new car. My lease ends in a few months, and I am moving across town, getting a new job, and I pray every day that Susan, we never meet again.
Wow, you're a better man than I would have been, because personally, I would have had to fight the urge to put a fucking face for a wall for accusations like that, or even thinking of accusing me of that. And no offence if that was pretty weak sauce on your girlfriend's part, like in the great words of Dolly Parton.
Working 9 to 5.
Wait, no, it's the other one.
Stand by your man.
First off, wouldn't believe my boyfriend's a rapist just because I'm scared is what I said so. And second of all, like innocent until proven guilty. For love, surely that's, giving the benefit of the doubt, I don't know. Bitch move. And as for girls that make those types of accusations against blokes that have never touched them, it's just disgusting. Bitch got no class. And clearly she's a psychopath. I hate things like that. It's only a disgusting situation for a man to be put in. It also makes women look bad, so boo, you whore. But you're definitely going sunny side up with focusing on the new car. That is definitely a silver lining of some sort. Silver lining is right, looking on the bright side. But all things considered, I think you acted rather gentlemanly, not pressing charges on her, just getting a restraining order. The bitch needs to speak to a psychiatrist. Like, maybe should have been in a hospital years ago. And just retouch on shit about freaky neighbours. I actually had a pretty shitty fucking neighbour myself. I was about 13 or 14 in this story, and yes, I may add, I've gotten a lot of trouble, but I didn't go on my way to cause trouble, especially not if I came back on my mum. Yeah, so my next door neighbour was a cunt. I mean, she was a big old bitch, The type that like to pick on single mothers just to make their lives harder. Because, oh my god, how dare people at wedlock breed with her backward ass thoughts. But then she must have been backwards to think any of what she was doing was right, because it was straight ridiculous. And so I hear this like banging at my front door, And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's this bitch telling my mate Carrie to move her car from outside of my house. Yeah, that's right, my house. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I sort of snigger at her and tell her, well, go fuck. It's outside my house. I think she's good to park it there if she wants. So her being a massive prick starts giving me shit at my front door before go stomping the fuck off, mumbling about how she's going to block Carrie's car in like a prick, as previously stated. And me and Carrie are just like laughing our fucking heads off. And I'm just like, what a dick. So I'm like thinking, unless you got another car where your brain's meant to be, love, ain't gonna work, is it?
Did I?
Because unless you're planning to lay down in front of it and block up with your body, love, and don't risk it, you can't magically pull up behind a car, block it in, when there's nothing in front of it. No car, no wall, no nothing. Pull away, innit? So her master plan foiled. Nah. When she finished demanding like a fucking dickhead that we move the car. So me and Carrie like just screaming, crying at her, like it's so fucking funny. And apparently this pisses her off because she then decides, like a real mature grown up, you know, like real mature lady, to shout at me, 14-year-old girl.
Oh, why don't you just fuck off back to foster care?
Oh yeah, just FYI, I was also in foster care for a couple of years. It's kind of good to the story. And I'm just like, what? It's a bit fucking unnecessary. Like, oh my god, talking to a minor. So, being a mouthy little kid, I replied with, yo dickhead. Well, it ain't my fault your husband left you.
Oh, damn.
Well, apparently this pissed her off even more because from me walking from my front door to the top of my garden, I must have hurt her little feelings because with 5 seconds of ample thinking time and a sociological brain in this fucking bitch's head, she still thinks, oh yeah, I'm gonna go grab up a minor. That's what I'm gonna do with my life today. So, like a fucking maniac, she comes running over and grabs me by the throat. And I don't mean like by my clothing, I mean by my actual neck skin. Bitch was pinching, she hurt. And she broke my necklace and scuffed up my top of it, but that's not the point. Anyway, I'm like, get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. Because I don't really know what to do in this situation. I was like 14, she's like a 6-foot fucking giant attacking me. I'm still what the fucking about what the fuck is actually happening. What the fuck? And I'm pretty sure she doesn't know what to do because she's just holding me by the neck skin and I'm just like, get the fuck off of me. And then Kerry comes running over like a G, funny as fuck, like flailing her arms in her face, like say, get the fuck off her. I'm like, get the fuck off of me. Because the son comes running out and calling,
Mom, get the fuck in here. What are you doing?
It was hysterical. So me and Kerry just stood there and she's like, what the fuck was that? I'm like,
Oh my goodness. Oh my damn.
you honestly don't expect that kind of behaviour out of an adult animal. And so after about 8 years of trying to make us look like scum, she's the one that shows her ass and attacks a minor. Irony. Because she started a bitch fight that she couldn't win. Real grown up trying to hurt kids' feelings. Lol. Bitch, I ain't got no feelings. I was in foster care. Fool. Everybody knows kids are evil. Don't even mess with them. So to add to her list of being a total bitch and a general disgrace to womanhood, motherhood, and any other kind of hood, she can now add an assault charge. Nah, she's lucky I'm lazy. I didn't press charges. Plus, getting that kind of rise out of her was kind of worth it. Nailed it. Because you know what they say? You best not forget. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but bitch, you tried to choke me. What do they say? The loser of the argument is the first one to attack a minor? No, but no, seriously, I think I won. The fucking bitch started it. Loser. And honestly, you may be thinking, you know, what a fucking dick kid, but I'd never go out my way to piss her off, and then she comes around my house like starting up an issue. You bet I'm gonna be a dick about it. Anyway, anyone else had any dick neighbours, or were you the dick neighbour? Are you still a dick neighbour? Let me know. Put it down in the comments. I'm interested. And as always, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. Thank you to all the new subscribers and all my old Marguirs there, the originals. Hope you enjoyed the stories as much as I enjoyed making them. Thanks to the Redditors for letting me tell their stories. You guys are awesome. The original Reddit stories are linked below. Or if you have a story you'd like me to narrate, please send it to the email address. That's also linked below. And I will chat random shit into your eardrums next time, but goodbye. Das Vidania. Cheers, Galima. / cheese toast. And always remember, if trouble comes your way, just try to make yourself look big. Hee hee.